I feel good. I've released a new fic, and somehow it's on a feature box. It is somehow very popular, and it's somehow already got an audiobook. What did I do right? What? Do you guys ever think it's weird that my most popular fics are always my one shots with heartwarming and tender moments, but the adventure fics like this get no love? It's weird. I mean, I'm not upset or anything, it's just weird. Oh well, here's the next part of Equestrias Mirage. Chapter 5 by yours truly. New and Old Bonds. Applejack walked into the room where Twilight slept, opening it carefully so she would not disturb Spike as he were asleep. As she walked in, she was greeted with the sight of a white unicorn sitting at the bedside of Twilight. There we are. Just because you're currently in a coma does not mean that you should be treated like royalty. Give me time and I could even design some exquisite pillow covers for you, Rarity said with a smile. Applejack merely shook her head in disbelief at the actions of her friend and walked in. Could you use the company? It would be appreciated, Rarity said as he finished tucking in both Twilight and Spike. Look at him. Such a doll. Yeah. He loves Twilight about as much as he loves you, Applejack said, looking at Rarity. More so, Rarity sighed. To him, I'm just a curse. But her, she is like a mother and a big sister all in one. There isn't anything he wouldn't do for her. We will do the same for any one of us, Sugar Cube, Applejack corrected as she sat down next to Rarity. Carefully, she ran a hoof over Twilight's mane. You heard anything yet? Some mumblings here and there. Sometimes she'll say one of our names, or she'll say she loves us. But beyond that... A sad smile came to the white mare's lips as he looked to her sleeping friend. You know, talking about it like that, you think I was talking about her as if she was just asleep. Applejack chuckled. There. Rarity didn't look closely at Applejack. Strange, she stated, looking closely at Applejack's face. What is it? Applejack asked. I don't believe I've ever seen you cry in all the time I've known you. I've seen Fluttershy cry to herself a few times since this began. Rainbow Dash would deny she has, but you could tell. And I know that Pinky, bless her, has cried sometimes when she thinks we aren't looking. Rarity said, putting a hoof to her chin. And then there's you. Every time I've seen you, you're either working out, talking to one of us, or in here. All that time, not a single tear shed. Applejack looked back at Twilight. Last time I ever cried was when my parents died. Ever since then, I kept telling myself, don't cry. Be strong. Be as strong as a tree for the family, for my friends, and for everybody around me. Your family needs you. You can't afford to be weak. That's all I've ever strived to be strong and dependable like her. I know she has a strong will just like I do, and she needs just an equally strong pony to back her up. So, I stay strong for her, because I know she needs me. Interestingly enough, I bring back this whole entire Applejack Never Cries later on in fall. Weird. I know. I took the Applejack Cries on the inside joke seriously. Well, Rarity chuckled softly. The more time we spend together, the more I am glad to get to know you. To be honest, if we didn't go on that adventure together, I would have still figured you to be an uncouth heathen who wouldn't know Fawcett if it strangled her. But now I know better. And if I'd never gotten to know you better, thanks to this gal, I would still think of you as nothing but an annoying little lady who's too afraid to get her hose dirty, and is too prim to get an honest day's work done. Applejack chuckled as he looked at Rarity's face with a frown. But now I know better. You're also a little mare, who does just about as hard work as I do. Sure, I ain't a thing like picking trees, but I ain't less hard. You work on something till it's perfect. You create art. Truth be told, I admire that about you. Just like I admire your hard work, Applejack, even if you never see me doing it. Rarity smiled. And to think, had not Twilight forced us to that summer party, we would have never gotten that close. Applejack chuckled and pulled Rarity close. You hear that, Twilight? You gotta wake up soon so you can get other ponies to get her laugh face. Liz stood at the door watching, a smile on her face as she looked on at the two. Generous and honest. Two wonderful virtues to have. Just one pony made this happen. I wonder if Trixie's beginning to learn the lesson yet. At a humble little carrot farm, Trixie knocked on the door of a carrot farmer. Hello, I am Trixie, and Oof! Yelled Trixie as he was decked by a punch from a yellow hoof. Oh dear, another one, asked Octavia as she walked to help Trixie back onto her hooves. Lyra chuckled as he levitated Trixie's pat back onto her head. Including me, that is what? 2 for 2 knockouts? Maybe I should go and answer the door. Lyra then turned to the door and knocked on it. Debbie, I keep telling you, you don't need to, a yellow pony with an orange mane said, entering the door. Once he opened it, she was pleasantly surprised to see who it was. Oh, Lyra, a pleasure to see you. I wasn't expecting you here today. What brings you here? What's she doing here? Carrot Top, I'm here to ask you something. Now, I know this is going to sound weird, but Trixie has something important to talk to you about. Lyra said, moving to the side to let Trixie step forward. Carrot sighed and looked back at Trixie, a scowl on her face. Then she turned to look at Lyra. Okay, you three could come in, but this better be on the level. Why do you not like Trixie? Trixie asked, following the ponies into the house. Oh, let's see where to start, asked Carrot, walking towards her sofa. You took over the town, ruined a good mare's hair, and ridiculed Applejack. Look, I remember that little show that Applejack and the others helped you put on, but it is still hard to forgive someone becoming a tyrant. Trixie understands. Is he sorry for everything? Really? Trixie said, sitting down. Do you forgive her? You know, some people ask about why do ponies easily forgive Starlight, but I want to remind you, Starlight's town was nowhere near Ponyville. The only people who technically know about what Starlight did are the main 5 in Twilight. So, I'll think about it. Besides, Carrot smiled, it was funny to make Rarity's green. Even my cousin was insulted. Now, what does he want to talk to me about? Twilight. She's in trouble, Lyra said, sitting next to Carrot. The princess, but Carrot exclaimed. It is nothing more than a ruse to keep the population from panicking, Octavia said. And Luna herself has pitied you to become a member of a team to save her, Trixie said. Me? But what can I do? I am just a carrot farmer, said Carrot. And I am a cellist, and she is just a musician, Octavia said plainly. And Applejack and the others are just a farmer, party gal, caretaker, and a dressmaker. But that doesn't stop them, exclaimed Lyra as he stood up on the couch. What do they have that we don't? We can just be as brave heroes as they are. All we need is a little nudge. Behold the moral of the story. Besides, Trixie trusts her master. If there is something to you, then Luna must have seen it, Trixie said, holding out her hoof. So, what do you say? Are you in? Carrot looked down at the outstretched hoof and nodded. Yes. As Carrot's hoof touched Trixie's, the blue eyes grow a small rainbow. Oh no, not again! She exclaimed as she was thrown back against the sofa. So, here again, asked Trixie as she looked around the castle at the two sisters. Turning her head, she again saw the group that she was with when she was with Lyra. Wait, is that... But I'm not generous, denied Carrot Top. Sure you are, said Lyra with a smile. You gave us a place to stay when you needed it, and went through poison joke from me. Then, the orange pony said as the jewel came to her, that's who I am. Generosity! But she can't. That was who... Before she could object, however, she found herself world changing to a small park. There she was in front of Carrots. They laid down on a blanket. Ta-da! The last of the carrot cake just for you, said Carrot as she smiled at Trixie. But you didn't have to, Trixie objected. Yeah, I had to. You know what today is? Asked Carrot. What? Trixie asked. Carrot, taking a cake in her magic. The day I became owner of Golden Harvest, said Carrot. Then, should you be spending that time with your family? Asked the unicorn. Your little pony chuckled and sat closer. I am. Carrot Top, my friend. As Trixie, as he watched the world return to the black world. Standing there in the darkness were the 6 bearers once again. This time, a group of shadow ponies and Lyra and Trixie were now joined by Carrot Top. Generosity, loyalty, and magic? Oh, what does this all mean? Are you trying to say that there is a place where Trixie was magic? What does that have to do with these mares that Trixie's recruiting? Does this happen often? Asked Carrot. He helped Trixie up. So far, it seems only when she was with us, Octavia commented, lifting the unicorn up with a gray hoof. Trixie looked at Carrot after shaking her head. Carrot, this is going to sound weird to you, but have you ever met Trixie before she came to Ponyville? No. Carrot said, shaking her head. This is the first time we've had a conversation with each other. Why? Not important for now. Just something that Trixie's trying to figure out. Now come, we got 2 more ponies to recruit, Trixie exclaimed, heading out. Pinkie Pie squealed as she hopped into the room, taking her place next to Twilight. Princess Luna said that talking to you will help you keep you grounded. So here, I decided to try to start talking to you as much as I can. Of course, it'll pretty just be me talking to you, sleepyhead. But I'll just pretend I'm talking for you. That's pretty creative, Pinkie. Thank you, Pinkie said, talking in Twilight's voice. What's in the basket? Oh, I just brought some cupcakes and muffins for you and Spike. Pinkie giggled as he lifted the basket up, laid a blue muffin next to Spike. Here's Spike, a sapphire muffin for you, a blueberry for Twilight, and a strawberry one for me. Now, I know what you're going to ask, and of course I know you can't eat it now, but you won't be asleep forever. The pink girl falling out of the soft sigh as he looked at her muffin and back to Twilight, a smile never leaving her. Because I know, deep down, that you'll wake up soon. Then we can have a party with whoever Trixie's bringing here to help. And I know that the others know too. They just need a little happy reminder, right? Right, Pinkie imitated Twilight saying. Pinkie giggled as he ate her muffin, looking at Twilight with a soft smile. After she ate some of her muffins, she continued, That's why I need to be so happy and cheerful. To give them a little light when they need it the most. And see the bright side of things, you know. She chuckled. I remember how you went into my dream not too long ago and met Pinkamena. How she was throwing all my bad and nasty feelings at her. I still do that, but she's okay with that. No, really, we made kind of a deal. She keeps the bad stuff away, and I help all of you forget your troubles. Why? Because you guys are the only ones who got to see that side. I have many friends, but you 5 are my truest friends. She added, giving an affectionate nuzzle. Loftus Springs Hope, Luna said, watching from the doorway. So, Trixie, will you find such ponies on your quest? Trixie, are you sure about this? Asked Lyra as he watched Trixie walk to the door. Indeed, I do not think you want to get hurt again, Octavia said, looking at the unicorn. It seems that this town doesn't appreciate your talents as much as Final did. Trixie will be fine, Trixie said as she walked to the door and watched as it opened. Oh, my. Trixie! Exclaimed in quiet paces as she looked at the unicorn. Trixie smirked as she put up the invisible barrier. Yes, it is I! Oh, do come in, please, the green and purple maned mare said, walking in. Wait. What? Asked Trixie as she walked in, followed by the other members of her party. Are you not afraid of Trixie after what she did, Miss Blossomforth? Oh, I admit to being a little terrified after what happened to Ponyville 2 years ago. But you look like you needed this more. Blossomforth says he flew to Trixie and handed a small cup of tea. Here, it'll help heal you. Carrot Top looked over the small house, seeing how flowers covered the room from wall to wall, with small pots and pans hanging from the ceiling. Wow, I knew you had flowers, but never this much. Tell me, Lyra asked, not having the chance to meet Blossomforth before, do you know Fluttershy personally? Oh, personally? Oh, no, not personally. The light gray Pegasus said softly. But I do hope to, one day. I admire her so much. She's one of the bravest ponies in Ponyville. She is? Asked Trixie Lyra Carrot Top. Yes, she is. Blossom smiled softly. Sure, on the outside she doesn't seem all that brave. But who else goes to face a dragon, a Draconequus, and changelings and still comes back for more? She may not look like it, but being able to do all of that while looking scared is so brave. Trixie smiled at Blossom's commemoration, thinking of her own fans. Well, my dear, you may have a chance to help Fluttershy. See, Luna has asked Trixie to help bring forth a team together. To help bring a team together to save Twilight Sparkle. And your name was on the list. But me? Oh no. This is some mistake. I can't possibly go and do something like that. I'm only a florist. What can I do? Stammered Blossomforth. Fluttershy probably asked herself the same question. Octavia says she wanted to decide Blossom. Princess Luna picked you. Out of who knows how many other possibilities, Trixie said, drinking her tea slowly. She most likely sees something in you that makes you valuable to this team. Besides, this is your chance to be like your idol and to help out her best friend. To tell you the truth, the only difference between her and you that I see right now, Lyra smirked, is that she had a fancy necklace and you don't. I bet if you were there when Twilight went into that library, you would have gone with her, and you would have had that necklace. I know, she said, sighing with a smile, because I would have too. But Blossomforth stammered for a moment, and then took a look at the 4 ponies around her. Seeing the looks in her eyes, the desire to become more like her heroine building in her, she took a deep breath and sighed. All right, I'll do it. Excellent, Trixie cheered, said to her hoof. Oh, welcome to the team. As the hoof came into contact with Blossomforth, the blue unicorn felt a rainbow shine coming to her eyes. Bracing herself as a familiar feeling came to her, she was flung back into the seat. Okay, Trixie began. As she looked to the top of the building, she was... Where's Trixie this time? And which one is this mare? And Blossomforth, who stayed with a group of civilians no matter what, represents the element of loyalty! Twilight yelled. A loyalty? But Trixie thought she saw... Trixie began before the scene changed before her, showing another version of the unicorn lying on a bed, drinking from a small cup. Thank you, Blossomforth. That drink was actually refreshing. Trixie in the vision said, smiling. Oh, you're welcome, said Blossomforth, smiling. I've been wanting to try and make mana potions out of these flowers for a while. I never understood why most medicine has to taste bad, so I wanted to try something new to make it better. So, Trixie was a guinea pig, asked Trixie as she sat up. No, just a friend that needed a drink, giggled the pony as he poured Trixie another drink. This Pegasus was this Trixie's friend. My... She was then brought out of her thoughts when she was returned to the black void as she was once before, and again, she saw steady before her Octavia Twilight standing at her side. Only now Trixie was the young Pegasus wielding the element of loyalty on her neck. Loyalty, kindness, laughter, magic. But in that other place, I was magic, and the farmer and the musician were the elements. What does this all mean? What are you planning, master? Hey, Trixie, you alright? Asked Lyra, helping Trixie to her hose. Trixie is... She stopped herself, she looked at Blossomforth. Fine. Just fine. She has something she needs to work out for a moment. Blossomforth as Trixie walked out to the side of the house. Are you sure? You were out for... Trixie quickly interrupted as she walked out. These blackouts have been happening to every pony that Trixie has met before. She's been walking away from them just fine so far. Sounds like a problem we should look into, Carrot Top said as she followed. It's nothing. Just a spell that Trixie will have cleared up before we get to the last pony. Trixie said as she adjusted her hat. Oh, what would that be? Trixie smiled as she walked ahead. Manhattan.
Listen to my heart, listen to my song. Do you even hear me? Is there something that we can do to wake you, to make you happy? Listen to my heart, listen to my song. Can you even hear me?
Rainbow Dash strolled into the room, afraid to disturb the Yellow Pegasus song. The soft melodies of her voice and the way her singing would always carry with it a motherly tone, seemed to lighten the air of wherever it was heard. A soft sigh let the blue Pegasus lips as he walked next to Fluttershy.
We are here watching you. We are alive because we knew you.
Closing her magenta eyes, Rainbow Dash took a deep breath and joined in with Fluttershy. The way that the Pegasus sung reminded her of the old songs she would hear her mother play and which the royal guards like in times of war. Opening her mouth, she began to own her own lyrics as into Fluttershy's song.
How long will it take to bring her home? Will our friendship be able to bring her out? So long as we hold her hoof to show her the way. We'll stop her tears from falling. We'll make sure she comes home. We are here watching you. We are alive because we knew you. Listen to my heart, listen to my song. Do you even hear me? Is there something we can do to wake you, to make you happy? Listen to my heart, listen to my song. Can you even hear me?
That is from Catherine Shins, by the way, people. Fluttershy looked at her longtime friend, smiling softly as he wiped some of her tears away.
Thank you, Rainbow Dash.
No problem, Rainbow Dash shrugged, showing off her usual cockiness.
How is she?
Fluttershy sighed and shook her head as she looked to the fallen alicorn.
Still the same. She hasn't even moved in the last few hours.
Dash then looked over the side of the purple unicorn and a little purple dragon asleep on the side.
What about him? Still the same. Hasn't eaten or left the bed since everything began.
Fluttershy said, rubbing her hoof along Spike's spines.
Every time I tried to offer or ask him to go, he'll just tell me I can't leave her. What if she wakes up and needs something? What if she needs me to get her something really important while I'm gone? She needs me to be there when she wakes up. Then he just goes back to watching over her.
That kid, loyal to a fault. Rainbow Dash chuckled. She looked over to the sleeping forms. I thought I was the loyal one, but he could give me a run for my money.
Oh, Rainbow, don't be like that. You're just as loyal.
Fluttershy said, looking at Dash, knowing the blue Pegasus shake her head. How can you say that? I almost sold you off for a book, remember? Dash said.
You were just caught up in a moment. You were too excited about getting what you wanted. You just as quickly went back on the deal to get me back.
Fluttershy said, running covering a hoof on her friend's arms.
This is how loyal you are.
Yeah. And what a failure I could be sometimes. Look at this. Dash said, squinting her eyes to hold back the tears. Ever since I was a foal, I wanted to be the fastest pony out there. I wanted to be able to fly better than any pony else, so that way I could never lose any pony else close to me. I wanted to be able to always be there for every pony, no matter where they were. That way, I could be there to protect them when they needed me. But now, look at this. She did choke back a sob. Fastest pony in the world, and I'm useless! I can't even save one of my best friends when she needs me the most. So wilty I am. First I put a hoof to Rainbow's back, and looked back at her with knowing eyes.
It's okay. You can cry if you want to.
As if she needed no other provocation, She wrapped her hose around her oldest friend and began to cry on her shoulders. As the tears flowed without stopping, Rainbow shuddered. What's the point of being the fastest if you can't save her? I never felt so slow. Unknown to the two ponies, a dark blue alicorn watched. So, we see just how much pain you're hiding, Rainbow. Yet you have a friend that could shoulder the pain with. I wonder, Trixie, are you finding the same comfort in the team I suggested? Okay, let's go over this again. Trixie began thinking to herself as the trains continued to roll down the tracks to Manhattan. She took the time to look at her fellow passengers as they talked. Lyra sitting with Carrot Top and Octavia with Wassomforth. In one of these visits, Trixie's magic, while Lyra and Carrot are loyalty and generosity. Yet in the other, Trixie's laughter, while Wassomforth is loyalty and Octavia's kindness. Is what Trixie experiencing visits of alternate worlds, alternate timelines, worlds where Trixie has made another choice in her life that did not leave her poor and wanting revenge. Hey Trix, are you there? Asked Lyra, waving her in front of Trixie. Oh yes, Trixie is listening, Trixie said, looking up. You were saying? Carrot Top looked at Trixie. We were talking about just why Luna would pick each of us. I mean, Lyra has some talent in music and archaeology. Octavia is a good musician. By then, there's the three of us. Hey! Trixie objected. I'm sorry. What I mean is, I'm good at farming, but nowhere near as strong as Applejack. Wassomforth is nice, but nothing compared to Fluttershy. And you are good at illusions, but Twilight has you beat. Perhaps that is a connection. We all have something that connects us to the Silk Sparrows. Octavia began. Carrot lives on Applejack's farm. Trixie considers herself Twilight's rival. Wassomforth is Fluttershy's fan. And Lyra has some dealings with Verity, and I was assaulted by Pinky at the gala, judged Lyra. Oh, like that was the weirdest or worst encounter any of us had with those mares? Exclaimed Carrot. Let me tell you about when Applejack got so overprotective. I don't know what happened, but I do know it ended up with pillows tied up to the window of the farmhouse. Trixie heard this and began to giggle a little. Oh, yes, Miss Guardian Angel. Wait, what about Fluttershy and her outburst? Lyra said. Wassomforth shook her head. I don't remember. I do remember that one time at Tornado Tuning when she bravely conquered her fears and turned into Fluttershy the monster, squealed Carrot. No, that was Wassomforth turned her away. After that seminar with Iron Will, she said in a low voice. No pony's perfect. I like doing this because it reflects me when I'm trying to talk about something cool and somebody brings forth a meme or some sort of joke and spoils the mood. Ah, like Rarity in her country phase, Lyra said, waving her hose in air quotes. Ah, all the wonderful stories that Trixie has heard about. And maybe she could get to somebody else's point of view, Trixie said, moving a little closer to the point of view ponies. Wait, how did you hear of it? Ever since Trixie's adventure with those mares in the dream world, Twilight has been sending letters to her about the adventure they have been having, Trixie said, smiling at the thought. Wait, Twilight has been talking to you this entire time? Asked Carrot. Well, yes, Trixie may be Twilight's best rival, but she is also her friend, Trixie said. Octavia arched an eyebrow at this. Wait, if all is true, then why weren't you at the coronation? I was there with my group to play the music, but I don't think I saw you. Then you must not have been looking clearly, because she was clearly there in the front row. Trixie had plans to appear in front of the new princess and put on such a show that it would astound all who saw it, Trixie sighed, thrusting her hose into the air in excitement, then sat back down. But when Twilight got up to the throne and that crown was laid upon her head, Trixie decided not to. She would know no pony would pay attention to her act, and so left. Trixie would never be embarrassed at such a large of a gathering. Oh, of course, Carrot said, sighing. Lyra then looked at Trixie's eyes and nodded. Oh, I see. So, any more stories, girls?
Now arriving at Manhattan. All passengers departed from Manhattan may now depart,
said the conductor. Ah, our stop, Wassomforth said. So, Trixie, Carrot Top began as he followed Trixie. What are we supposed to find?
According to Luna's papers, she is a Pegasus that lives in the lower parts of the city,
Trixie said, taking out a map and looking at the streets.
Oh, I know where that is,
exclaimed Basilforth.
I used to live here.
Great, lead the way, Blossom, cheered Lyra. Nodding, the light gray Pegasus flew in front of the girls to lead into the apartments, maze-like buildings of the lower Manhattan streets. After a few hours of walking and traveling, the 5 mayors found the apartment building where their quarry lived. Heading up to the top floor, they looked down the long hallway that was littered with various doors and pictures. Walking down the long corridor, they reached the last door, where the sign read the name of who lived here. Here we hire, Trixie said as she knocked on the door. Almost immediately, the door opened up to reveal a light blue Pegasus.
Yeah, what do you want?
She asked, running a hoof through her blonde mare.
Lightning Dust,
asked Trixie.
Yeah, who's asking?
Dusk asked. Her scratchy voice changed with affectation of boredom.
I am the great and powerful Trixie! And
the blue unicorn announced, reaching to her saddlebag with magic.
We are here to request you to join us on a mission to help somebody.
Why should I join? Asked Lightning.
Because Princess Luna has specifically requested you. It's helped Twilight Sparkle,
Trixie stated.
So, let me get this straight. You were expecting me to go off on some mission to save the new princess. The new princess, mind you, that's responsible for me getting kicked out the academy. The same princess that's responsible for getting my dreams crushed? Let me think. No!
Yelled Dust as she slammed the door. Well, that was a bust, Lyra said. Perhaps we should try somebody else, asked Octavia.
No! Princess Luna specifically requested this particular pony.
Trixie says she lifted up her hat with her magic and brought out a lockpick.
Wait, you have lockpicks under there?
Asked Carrot Top.
Oh, yes. Any good musician with her salt has a series of lockpicks for her escapes.
Trixie said with a smile. As soon as she locked on the door, she got a good look in the room. Her eyes widened at the sight of a blonde tail of her target slipping out the window.
Oh no, you are not escaping Trixie! Lyra, Carrot Top, I need some glass and rope. Octavia, Blossomforth, you two lived here before. You keep an eye out for her.
What are you going to do? Asked Lyra as she and Carrot Top began to run.
Trixie is going hunting.
The blue mare smirked as she ran into the room. Look at determination on her face. Trixie jumped through the window into the fire escape. Turning her head to the steps, she ran as fast as she could. Once at the top of the building, she looked to where Dust was flying away. Thanking her lucky stars for the Manhattan flying laws, the unicorn ran after the escaping Pegasus. Running to the edge of the roof of the building, she looked up where Dust stood on the other side, smirking confidently. Lowering her head so her hat covered her eyes, Trixie let out a low chuckle before standing back up from the ledge and ran to it, jumping with all her might, landing on the other side. Standing up, trembling for the force of the landing, she smirked confidently at the Pegasus. Sinking her head in disbelief, Dust ran away, making a few more leaps over a series of rooftops in an attempt to dodge her. Turning her head to look over her shoulder, she opened her eyes in amazement when she saw Trixie following along perfectly. Not just perfectly, but not looking like she was tired in the least. Shaking the demons out of her mind, she tried to run from the incoming Trixie, only to stop by Trixie appearing in a flash of smoke.
Hello! Surprised! Asked Trixie. You should be, because she has the one companion you would never see accompanying Discord!
Discord? But he isn't! Ah!
Screamed Dust as she saw Discord standing behind her, waving his lying paw. Not faced at the sight of the conquest, Trixie summoned up a rope and tied it around the Pegasus.
There. Now let's make a deal, shall we?
But what about...
Dust asked before watching in shock as the glass was lowered by a golden aura. Elsewhere, glass on the outer roofs were removed.
But how...
Blossomforth and Octavia lived here before, so they told Trixie where you were running. By the time you made it to the second rooftop, Lyra and Carrot Top had brought Trixie the rope and glass that she needed to make some of her illusions complete. From there, it was a simple task for her to use her duplication spell to make it look like Trixie was chasing you without being tired, while she anticipated your arrival. In truth, it was a lucky guess, but I won't tell her that,
Trixie said, looking down at her quarry.
I'm still not joining this little club, or whatever it is you got going, Dust said.
Trixie did not want to do this, but she is willing to make a deal from Luna. Trixie began. See, the princess has begun to notice the Wonderbolts are becoming too complacent in recent years. Every pony knows that they're the best, thus, no pony challenges them. With no pony to challenge their ranks, what is the point of trying to beat them? So they'll try to get better. Luna is going to change that by making a team that will be able to challenge them on their own level. The Shadowbolts, as she has picked you to be their captain. Trixie smiled. Think about it. Celestine in your debt. The chance to show up to all who have wronged you, the horrible choice when they kicked you out. The chance to show every pony your greatness.
Yes, I know about the Wonderbolt washout episode. Mine's better. Dust looked down before looking up. Okay, I'll do it, she exclaimed, shaking out a huff. Trixie smiled as her huff touched dust. She prepared herself for a new visit as the rainbow shine came to her eyes.
Okay, Trixie has seen the pattern now. Which element is this one?
Trixie asked as she watched an image appear, fuzzy, buzzing. You see, asked Dusk, we are the elements reborn. Me? I'm freaking magic.
Trixie is...
She stopped. Before looking at Dust. Loyalty!
But then who is...
Trixie could ask. She was sent back into the world. Hey, is he okay? Asked Dust.
Trixie shook her head. Trixie is fine. She does think she finally has some answers she needed.
She says she walked away.
Come! Canterlot awaits!
A musician with a love for myths. A satirist. A farmer. A botanist. A magician. And a rejected Wonderbolt.
Luna said, taking the place of Celestia in the scene.
You seem to have picked quite an honest assortment of team members for this. You must have been thinking about this for a while.
I have, sister, Luna said, looking out the window.
When she stopped me from entering Twilight's Dream that first time, it hurt me more than you could know.
Why? Asked the White Alicorn.
Luna sighed. It's hard to explain. For ages, Equestria and the waking world has always been ours. Ours. The two princesses ruling as one over the ponies of this land. But the dream world was always mine. It was the one thing I could say was mine and mine alone. Even when we were... Luna stopped herself, corrupted. The dream world was mine. But then that monster took it from me. She took my only sanctuary from me and took what was always mine. I felt violated. I couldn't let that witch get away with it. So I decided the time to build a team to stop her the next time we showed her face. Sister, this isn't just to save your student. This was revenge.
Okay, so for Dust's World, I just think that somewhere out there's gotta be a fanfic, an old 6-verse fic, where Lightning Dust is a member of the team. Just thinking.
And what I'm finding interesting about looking at this chapter, some of these ideas have popped up for Fall of Starfleet a couple times. Kind of weird when you think about it.